All right, guys, welcome to the Give It Podcast, the podcast for blurs, for nerds. If you have a fandom, you are most certainly welcome here. Of course, I'm your host, the most Will Buchanan. Of course, the man to my right, your left, depending on how your screen is flipped. I got a good idea what he's going to go with, but I'm going to let him go ahead and say it.
I'm Joe Tonello, and I'm asking the hard question: beryllium bologna or selenium salami?
That being said, guys, we are the Give It Podcast, and of course, before we get started, just like everything else, we do try to watch our language, but sometimes words do fly. At the same time, there may be things that might be shown that might be too intense for younger viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome. So, we might as well go ahead and address some quick news because, as a lot of you guys know, Gamescom did come and it did go. It did drop a lot of trailers, and I do mean a lot of trailers. Of course, we will not be going over every trailer. You can do that at your own viewing pleasure. We'll just like to point out the ones that we find interesting, and of course, the ones that we have news on that everybody likes, especially like Street Fighter, High on Life, which was a surprising one, and many others. But before we get to that, some very quick news I did want to cover. If you hadn't already known by now, and I'm kind of disappointed by this, but I'm going to have to say it anyway. Netflix's Resident Evil television series has been canceled. Of course, let's be honest, most adaptations don't really fly, especially in the world of video games, outside of a few success stories. Unfortunately, Netflix's attempt at Resident Evil, telling a different story with Alba Wesker, didn't really resonate with fans, and therefore, Netflix exec have decided to go ahead and give this the old 86. Really quick, I didn't really find a problem with it. I thought it was a different storytelling. I mean, Lance Reddick is an amazing actor. I still think it deserved a second season to really show itself, but alas, in the world of Netflix, if you are not streaming or not rating high, they cut you quick. But Joe, any love loss on never seen the Netflix series of Resident Evil again?
That last one.
The last one. Oh, Welcome to Raccoon City.
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, well, yeah, you dodged the bullet on Welcome to Raccoon City. I can tell you that much. But yeah,
It's really easy to fire the gun when you're not in the same neighborhood as the trigger.
just saying. But yeah, aside from that, the other news that we do have is that Amazon The Boys is really starting to have a supernatural reunion. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, for all those that don't know, played the OG Father Winchester on Supernatural. He played Negan in The Walking Dead. He will now be casted on Kripke's show, Amazon Prime The Boys. It has yet to be said what he will be playing as, but if you're asking me as a Boys fan, I personally think either he will be playing Tech Knight or he'll be playing Malcolmistro. One of the two. I think Tech Knight's more his style just because Tech Knight is a Batman-esque character in The Boys. And let's be honest, Jeffrey Dean has already played Thomas Wayne in the messed up version in the Snyderverse. Although I still think he played a great Thomas Wayne, I would love to see that type of character be brought to The Boys. But for all those that have seen The Boys, you already know it is going to definitely go to the extreme. And honestly, he's going to fit right in with that cast. But he's actually playing on the next season. Of course, Jensen Ackles, who played Soldier Boy, will also be reprising his role next season. So definitely looking forward to that. Just because if you haven't read The Boys, you really should. If you haven't seen The Boys on Amazon Prime, then you should definitely give it a look. Also, before anybody asks, we have not reviewed Samaritan yet. It's kind of been a bit, like I said, it's been a busy week for us. So we will eventually watch Samaritan and give our reviews on that. But as of right now, just like I said, give it a shot. You may like it. But now that that's out the way, like I said, Gamescom was a big event. It definitely, the only reason we watched it, let's be honest, as Joe will probably tell you, we watch it for the trailers. That's it. We want to know what's coming, what's interesting, and what's really coming down the pipe. And Joe, I think you and I, this first game we show, I think we both can agree that Lies of P got our attention.
Oh, we're wanting something from me. I thought you were cutting to the clip.
You mean play the clip first?
No, I can give thoughts. No, I am looking forward to this. It's very clear Sony is at no point in time in this future, possibly this decade, gonna give people what they want, meaning uh Bloodborne 2. So
No,
we're just gonna keep getting not quite Bloodborne 2
not quite Dark
over and
Souls.
over and over again. Plus, this looks to be really good. As always, it's a Souls game. I kind of wish they would dial back the Souls game and make it a Nightmare Creatures game. But
You're right.
we have other genres for that, and I guess in some weird way, from Nightmare Creatures to Elden Ring is kind of a natural evolution. I would just really like more hack and slash than I would. Please, dear God, let me survive 2 hits.
Thanks for that flashback.
Also, I do wonder, is this the same story as Dororo? Is he looking for his actual body parts?
I do not know. I try to look up information on this. There is very little about what was said about this game. And
Like,
I don't know.
we get the Pinocchio analogy. That's pretty
Yeah.
much really blatant. God bless it being in what's the term? General
Context.
public domain. Thank God Pinocchio is in public domain.
Oh, Lord,
Because
would
we
that
aren't
be?
getting that Tom Hanks Pinocchio because that trailer did drop.
It's still going forward?
Yeah,
Wow.
they just dropped the trailer.
Wow. I haven't know. I must have been under a rock because I could have sworn I thought that was 86.
No, I can't. It dropped Wednesday, I think.
Yeah. I'll see if we can find it. With that being said, guys, here's a trailer for Lies of P.
No clip.
Can you hear me? I hope this reaches you. This city is falling apart. Chaos, madness, death. And there might be no going back. But you can change that. It depends on the choice you make. Truth or lie.
I might be asking too much of you. But I don't have a choice. Only you can do this. Please, help me. Finally, we meet, son.
The stage is set.
The light shines brightest in the darkest of times.
All right, buddy, I'm here for you. Don't worry.
Confront your fate.
Don't give up.
Keep going.
You can lean on me if you want.
Protect.
Fulfill. Your destiny. Hop in the box, liar.
Say what you want about these trailers, but sheesh. So that was actually Lies of P. Of course, as you can see, it comes out in 2023 on all platforms. I honestly think it is going to be really good. Just by, and like Joe said, it does kind of give a Souls. I want to see a little bit of BioShock because BioShock really did take a lot of detail, especially with their backgrounds and characters, a lot of depth to it. But I can't. It looks like it's going to be a load of fun. But what do you think, Joe?
Honestly, this kind of reminds me. The more I see the gameplay of it, this more reminds me of Darksiders. Because I guarantee you, the Jiminy Cricket is there to be your health bar.
I can kind of see that, but I don't know. It's going to be good come 2023. But really quickly, for you Destiny fans like myself, I did want to say this as well. We did have the Destiny showcase also this week with Gamescom, and of course they did show the next chapter. They did show first the current season of Plunder, but I wanted to show this first because it's going into the next chapter of Destiny called Lightfall, which, if you see by this trailer, I'm not saying they weren't influenced by CD Projekt Red, but it's giving me CD Projekt Red vibes, which again, it's a good thing. But this is actually the trailer for Destiny 2 Lightfall.
When they see this glorious end, they will come for us. To savor the fruitless struggle to its last drop. It's who they are. Let them come and see. Our shame reveal what they do then. Unshackled from hope. That is who they are. Because only in the end are we free.
All right, so that was actually the trailer for Destiny 2 Lightfall. Of course, as you can see from the date, will not be available until February 28th of next year. I am all for it because we finally get to see who the witness is and actually get to fight him. It does come with new stasis subclasses. You can see with the green glow, which I still laugh. It kind of reminds me of Threadweaver from the previous season. Still kind of mad that Titans still don't get no love. Titans, their special is kind of different, while Warlock and Hunter did get some upgrades. But I'm just saying, Bungie, as a person who plays the Titans class on Destiny 2, we could use a little bit of love. Just saying. I don't want to, you gave us claws, but as much as I'm a Wolverine fan, I am really not trying to go claws out all the time, every chance I get. But also the other thing I want to show, but very quickly as well, the current season, which is the season of Plunder. If you have yet to play this by far is fun. Because if you ever want to be a pirate outside of Assassin's Creed, this is perfect. It does come with some new game modes, especially if you haven't been on Destiny 2. It's actually available right now, Season of Plunder, where you can literally raid a ship. I know we've done it, but it has a different twist on it, especially with loot. But I cannot stress this above all else, because I did get to finally play video games and got to play a little bit of this. And let me tell you, it is definitely fun. I know, Joe. You don't really do first-person shooters, especially with Destiny. But I mean, just from let me ask you this, because I know, like you and me, we always play games that have certain chapters. Are you surprised about what Destiny has been doing, or is it just feels like it's the same thing over and over again to you?
I want to know why we're playing Warhammer 40K Space Marines and War of the Orcs.
It's close. Just know not to involve the lawyers, which, by the way, they did show dark.
Don't involve the lawyers. The lawyers should see those frontline troopers. Those are just Warhammer soldiers.
Design-wise, but you ain't wrong. You're not wrong aside from some minor details. Aside from some minor details, you're not wrong. Although I am so looking forward to Dark Tide once that becomes available, because I definitely want to play it as well. But Season of Plunder is definitely out. Lightyear will be out next year, so I will definitely be playing that. However, there is one thing that Joe can talk about that I didn't get to do today, the Lucky Duck. He went to BotCon. And for all those that don't know what BotCon is, Joe, you mind telling them?
I bought a $100 Transformer toy.
Or showing
BotCon in a nutshell.
or showing them.
We don't say the price out loud in this house. They can't know. No, BotCon is the annual Transformers convention / toy fair and whatnot. I was very lucky today. I found the one thing I was looking for in the dealer room. I have bribed Shadow because I came across a table which was nothing but Power Ranger weapons.
Wait, how'd you bribe him?
I literally told him every single toy was there, and I eventually got like, yeah, I'll be there at noon.
You motivated him. Okay, gotcha.
And he was like dead asleep. It's like, I found a quantum blaster. What? No, I told him, like, found a chrono blaster. What? I found a white Tiger Zord in box with morphine coin and action figure for $90. God damn it.
Yeah, got him out.
I found all the Power Ranger Zeo weapons, some of the Time Force weapon, combiner weapons, and the Black Ranger from Dino Fury weapon.
Nice.
So then eventually I got like, I'll be there. I got to see how much money I made tonight, and I'll be there at noon.
That sounds like Shadow. But go ahead, Joe.
I got to meet David Kay. I got a picture and autograph photo and an autograph from him. Got him to slam his yes button on his table, which just has his recording of Megatron going, yes. He did refer to himself in the third person once for fans, which is nice. I also got to see Bob Budiansky, creator of all the Transformers personas.
Nice.
Simon Furman, writer of multiple Transformer comics and personal lead writer of the UK Transformers series. The woman who does Jen's voice was there. Cool. Not surprising considering she also does Alita 1. She's also Nashvilleian local. Also, the nice lady who is the voice of Black Arachnia was there, as well as the voice actor for Skids and Sea Spray.
Nice, and you also have video of the.
Yes, it was the Grimlock versus Grimlock panel. Greg Berger is the original voice of Grimlock, and David Kay voicing a gray Tyrannosaurus as opposed to his normal purple Tyrannosaurus, because David Kay has done Beast Wars Megatron. He was also Optimus Prime in Transformers Animated, as well as Grimlock in Transformers Animated. So we got to meet the meeting of the Grimlocks.
Which is the reason why I'm trying to hold back my laughter, because I've already seen this video and it cracks me up every time I watch it.
No, him can. Yes, I can. No, him can. Yes, I can. Me much better. Yes, I can. What? I don't know. Oh, anything you can be, I can be greater. I can't read the copy all the way from here. We need classes be over now. You're not as young as I used to be. haven't seen a partridge. I can chew a partridge. But I can't see. We can't see anymore.
I captured a wonderfully magical moment in time.
That was awesome. I had to stop myself because you know what? That not only is that, if you could just make a scene like that and be like, I can't see the words. Oh man, that was
It was
funny.
a ton of fun. I'm going back tomorrow. I'm not buying anything tomorrow, and I thank God parking is free downtown on the weekend. No, I didn't do too bad. I made out with only having to pay $18 for parking.
I know, but you also sat there and said you're not going to be buying anything. I've also said that too.
Oh no,
You know-
like I legit got bills I got to pay on the first, so you know.
Yeah,
I had a very strict thing of what I was there for. I achieved it, so I don't need to go do anything more.
you have amazing impulse control. I fail at that, but I
It took
really feel it.
years to learn how to do that.
I fail miserably at that, but that's
They
cool
were-
though.
They were Gundams. Some of my pictures, you got to see the super, super high quality toys.
Yeah,
Like they had oh my god, Predacons, like the original G1 Predacons.
nice.
They were the non-combiner, oh my god, high quality ones.
And
Also a couple of the Headmasters, super high quality. Super high, and when I say this, I mean like full articulation, like the quality upgrades that we get now for Transformer toys.
so you know,
Like it's literally just holding a 1-from-1 for the cartoon.
well, you know, my next question is going to be:
Yes, the Silverhawks were there, Munstar was there, and the Centurions had figures.
all I can say was it displays or sales?
Both.
Nope. I got stuff to do tomorrow. Got stuff to do tomorrow.
I also saw the. Let me see if I can't find this YouTube thing because this was there. This was nuts that I finally got to see this in person.
What was it?
It's a version of Optimus Prime, which is not released in America. It's from the Diaclone Convoy VMAX.
They said so a version not seen in America, and they had it just out there.
This is from the original Japanese thing, which Optimus comes from the Diaclone Combat series.
Mm-hmm.
Videos in the private chat. That way you can pick it up.
Oh, gotcha.
So I got to see this in person. It was $1,000. It was worth $1,000 to see this in person. Also, I got to see Super God high value under a different name because they got to do different names for these Transformers things when they do the high quality reproductions. A high quality Power Master Optimus Prime, which is known as Super God Jinrai.
Holy crap! It was that detailed?
You can turn the sound on.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so that okay, I'm starting to get Gundam vibes, but that was out there for $1,000.
Yes.
What I should be trying to reason with that. I should not be trying to reason with that. I should not be trying to reason with that. So you say something, Joe, because my
There
mind's
was
going.
only one of them. And it
That's
was
not
out
gonna
of the
stop.
package and it was for display. I think they said they had one for sale because that's all they could get their hands on. Like, that was just nuts to see that version. Also, I found Big Convoy. For those of you that don't know, Beast Wars actually didn't continue in Japan for 2 sequel series. Beast Wars 2 and Beast Wars Neo. Beast Wars 2 had Leo Convoy, or Leo Prime, as well as his clone adopted son, Leo Prime Jr., fighting against multitude mixture of Decepticons and Predacons.
Okay.
And in the second series, Beast Wars Neo gave us Big Convoy, who just flat out turned into a woolly mammoth.
Nice.
And he had essentially his trunk essentially became Hiro Yui's Wing Gundam Buster Rifle. He also had no problem beating on his own subordinates when they got out of hand.
Damn. Sounds like Grimlock.
But no, he was just like appointed by the Council Primes, like, yeah, we're gonna need you to go back to Earth. Fine.
That's cool. That's gonna be stuck in the back of my head.
What else did I see there? Like, just so many things from our childhood, priced so incredibly overly priced.
Sounds about right.
To be fair, I did see vintage retro headmasters for only $25, and I thought that was very fair.
Yeah, but
I saw Chrome Dome, Brainstorm, Skull Crusher, and the Bat. So the jet plane, the car, the crocodile, and I saw the Bat. I also tried looking for some of the other stuff from Japan, which they were there, but like I couldn't find a Death Soar, couldn't find the Secret Combiner team led by Leo Serpent and other stuff. Like, it was just a really fun time. It's very small fair today, but I believe that's because today's for the collector. I legit saw people going into the dealer room with trash bags in their back pocket.
Dang.
So, and you know, definitely saw people dropping money. I was like heavily debating getting the Motormaster because Motormaster itself was like 100 even.
Well, this was the first day though, right? It's going till Sunday.
Yeah. Tomorrow, I guarantee you, is going to be more casual, less collector-based day because I know that thing got picked clean by 5 o'clock.
Well, unless that one track. I'm gonna give you a call tomorrow, Joe. Anyway,
You're the 8th person to tell me this, and I've already told everybody I am out of spending money. I got to save the rest of my money for bills.
That's not what I'm gonna call you for. I'm just gonna ask a question, and you already know what that question is. That being said, we're going to move
$1,000 Optimus Prime.
That being said, we are going to keep moving forward before I incriminate myself. Before I incriminate myself, because other people are watching this.
Just tell her it's going to be work related.
Yeah, I'll never get away with that. That being said, like I said before, there was a lot of games that were shown at Gamescom. For those who are asking, we are not going to show the Callisto Protocol because, number one, it would involve some heavy editing, and I do mean heavy editing.
I keep telling you, just toss some rainbows in there, you'll be fine.
That's a crap load of rainbows. But needless to say, Callisto Protocol will be good. Hogwarts Legacy, they really didn't show anything. New Tales from the Borderlands looks very interesting as well. Sonic Frontiers, they did give a date, November the 8th. They did show Moonbreaker, Stranded Alien Dawn, the Telltale games for The Expanse. They did actually give an update on Gotham Knights. That has been pushed back to October 21st of 2023, and the Outlast Trials, which again, I'm looking forward to the Outlast Trials, but because of the trailer, we could not show it.
Oh, wait, they pushed back Gotham Knights a full year?
Yep, they pushed it back October 21st, 2023.
Wow, that thing was getting ready to like drop.
Yeah, and that's why I had to go back because when I first went back and saw it, I was like, wait, did that thing say October 2023? I said, yeah, that's what it says. So going with that. And also they did show the trailer for Dead Island 2, which again, we cannot show because
Can I just say, I think the time for that game is long since passed.
Well,
like we're past the zombie craze right now. I mean, we still got a Resident Evils, but really, that's all we got. Everything else is like a necromorph or a xenomorph or
yeah, you're right.
Like the zombie craze in video games is just past.
It is getting fatigued. I'm not going to argue with that, but no, you're not wrong. So the trailers we do want to show, we're kind of going to mix them in. We kind of picked 5. I did want to go with this one because again, this is another game that me and Joe both like. It kind of gives Ghost of Tsushima vibes, and honestly, I cannot wait to see a little bit more from this. This did actually show at Gamescom. The game is called Where Winds Meet. Check it out. All I can say the entire time, this better not be another Black Myth Wukong. And I'm still waiting on that game. But Joe,
Tiger hitting PS5.
What'd you think of it, Joe?
I mean, Chow Yun Fat looks good for his age. No, this is just going to be. This is China's version of what's it called? Breath of the Wild. Looks like.
Yeah. But I mean, it is. The first time I saw it, I said, "So, are we not getting a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima? Are we not? Is this the? I was like, is this the Soul sequel? I was like, because the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, this kind of has that vibe to it. But either way, the gameplay looks awesome. The combat looks like it's going to be a little bit different. But I'm looking forward to it if we ever get actually more information on it. But like I said, the reason why I say Black Myth Wukong because it's a game about the Monkey King, initially put out by Game Science. Supposedly, it's still in development, but you would think for a place like Gamescom, they would have said more about Black Myth Wukong. But again, that was where winds meet. I think that's going to be awesome. I cannot get a Chow Yun Fat out of my head. Thanks for that, Joe. That's going to be stuck in my head now. But with that being said, we're going to take a break from the rest of the trailers for a second and talk about She-Hulk. If you have not seen She-Hulk, the second episode, now would be a good time to kind of mute us for the next couple of minutes. Joe, I want to know your opinion, sir, on the second episode of She-Hulk.
I got to see Cousin Larry again.
That threw me off.
Another good episode. We're still kind of in the setup phase. Like we got to see Emil Blonsky. We got to see what her the overarching story is going to be. Is her trying to get parole for the Abomination, and all the trials and tribulation that comes with that. Set up at the new job. Her friend Nikki's coming along. We get a new guy. We now know where to poop safely in the building. Now that's an important thing to know for some people.
The best place to poop in the building. This is the best bathroom. This still taking to where the best bathroom in the building is.
They were very appreciative of that. I mean, the caveat that Jen has to permanently be in She-Hulk form at work.
Yeah.
Because that's the sole reason they hired her. Which kind of sucks, but you know.
But there was that distracting point when she did talk to Bruce. There was that distraction that a lot of people are speculating because we did see a Sakaar ship in the first one, and now we see Bruce traveling away on a Sakaar ship, saying that he might not be back for a while. Does this set up to the Hulk storyline that we've all been wanting?
That's really hard to say because there are certain factors that led Bruce to Sakaar, and we've already done that storyline technically.
Yes.
Because we've already been to Sakaar before.
Right.
So it's really hard to say if we're going to get a World War Hulk. Mostly because, remember, Disney can still not do a Hulk movie.
True.
So my guess would have to follow into a Guardians or a Thor movie to follow up in, or we see everything happen off screen and the ship come back and he is a different variation of the Hulk.
I can see that.
There's multiple ways you can handle this, in all honesty. So it's really, really tough to say what we're gonna get with that whole plot line. It could just be, oh yeah, they needed some help back on Sakaar. It could be as simple as that.
Unless Disney works out a deal with Universal.
Yep, that's true.
That's the, I mean, not to say that Disney can't do it. I mean, we've seen Disney and Sony work it out. Well, I'm sorry, we've seen Marvel with Sony work it out to use Spider-Man and to give us No Way Home, to give us the 3 trilogy Spider-Man we've all been wanting. Who's not to say that they can't do the same thing with Universal and get Hulk's rights to do World War Hulk? I think World War Hulk would work, but like you said, it depends on the lawyers between 2 mega companies on whether or not rights will be shared.
I mean, right now it's not feasible to do. It's feasible to do Planet Hulk, not World War Hulk, because Hulk has nothing to come back to on Earth to get revenge upon.
That's
no
true.
one on Earth has really wronged him. Were it prior to him coming back? Well, I mean, the grand scheme of things, no one betrayed him and shot him into space.
That's true.
But we can get a Planet Hulk scenario. I mean,
Yeah.
as I was saying before, my greatest hope is if he comes back, let him be the Sakaar form of the Green King, and let him just like, oh, by the way, this is my wife, Ciara.
I can see that. But also shout out to Tim Roth, who is still one of my favorite actors, to sit there and kind of give his side of the story. It's like, he's like, your cousin was the enemy. I thought I was the good guy in the situation. It's like, I didn't know.
You did wreck most of Harlem, which I apologize for.
Sure. But I'm trying to believe. But also, as Joe pointed out in our pre podcast discussion, that we did see, of course, the end, Abomination escapes, and as you can see, a scene from Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings that he is fighting Wong. So there is the tie-in that She-Hulk was running parallel to Shang-Chi. So there are always these that.
So we see now that She-Hulk happens. Shang-Chi, She-Hulk, and No Way Home all happen roughly around the same time.
Right.
Because remember, Wong leaves for an indeterminate amount of time.
Right.
At the opening thing, possibly go to the fight thing, which is when Shang-Chi's happening.
Right.
And then towards the middle of Shang-Chi, we get the live video, which shows Abomination is left, which means She-Hulk is happening right as those 2 movies are happening.
Right. So that makes sense. But I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a nice little setup episode. But shout out to Cousin Larry. There's gonna be a lot of kids right now that were. Let's see. There are a lot of kids right now that
don't know about standing talls and flying on wings of eagles.
I'm trying to get a good cutoff birth date. Most kids that weren't born before 1990s will never know Perfect Strangers.
And that saddens me. So
that's about the best. Yeah, that's a nice cutoff. What? Perfect Strangers on ABC was about 92, 93? If memory serves right. Huh?
Give or take.
Yeah. So, I mean, most kids around our age are gonna know Perfect Strangers. We were around for the Friday nights TGIFs, but kids, there's gonna be a whole bunch of kids looking at their parents. Their parents are gonna be like, Cousin Larry. And the kids are just gonna pull up, who? And it's like, come over to HBO Max, watch Perfect Strangers. Watch the golden age of sitcom television.
Learn about Balky.
Oh, Balky Bartolomus.
And then depress yourself by watching Dear John.
Oh, not Dear John. Oh, wow. Not Dear John. Now that I almost want to sing the song now. Oh, God. Okay. But no, overall, She-Hulk is leading up to the next best thing. Kind of makes me wonder when we're going to see Matt Murdock. We do know he is going to appear along with some other MCU characters that'll be introduced in She-Hulk Attorney at Law. But overall, this was a nice little setup episode.
Well,
I love the fact
certain Wong's going to be in the next episode. If this is like, hey, we know who that is.
Yeah, it's like we have to go by certain laws. The Book of Ashanti. No, the Book of American Laws. But no, that's I think it's gonna be great. But also with that being said, going back to trailers again, guys, this next one is a Rick and Morty type. If you are a fan of Rick and Morty, 9 times out of 10, this was up your alley because it was by far, it was odd, but it's grown on me. Literally, the game is called High on Life. This is actually the trailer from Open Night Live where they actually showed a little bit of a boss fight. Apologize for the language. There's no way we can mute this.
Wow, we're actually hitting her! Holy crap! That was cool! Come on, admit it! We're hurting you!
No! Fuck you! Are you even a real bounty hunter?
Jesus, it's so gross you even went in there!
Sludge tastes like shit!
Yeah, so stop diving into it! Shit, she's filling the place with sludge! Stay in the air!
Better not fall in!
Hey, I'm still here. You can still use me if you want. I can deflect attacks. Did you know that? I'm not just all about stabbing. Well, I'm mostly all about stabbing and tethering, but I can also deflect attacks. I'll slice them to fucking death. I'll cut their fucking heads off. I'll rip their limbs. I'll fucking do everything. Oh, I'm gonna fucking cut right into them. I'll cut their fucking asshole off and eat it.
You know, this sludge matches your toxic personality.
Fuck off! That wasn't even a good one. Surprise! Flesh bag! Hey, it's me, Foxhorn! Kill my shitty clone! I'm rooting for you! Oh, incoming laser! Laser just for you.
Hey, you're just as nice and squishy on the inside as the rest of them. Let me at her, bounty hunter.
Wow, we're having our first real boss fight together.
I'm the strongest out of all the Torg clones. I'm impressed you made it this far. My ex-soldiers are extremely strong.
Honestly, I don't think they were. We're new at this, and it was pretty easy to kill them all.
If I'm going out, I'm taking you with me!
Shit, just stay alive. I think she's basically done for.
And that, I know a lot of people right now are probably wondering, what the crap was that? That was High on Life from the creators of Rick and Morty. And I'm going to be honest, you are basically a bounty hunter with the same voices of Rick and Morty as your weapons. And although, albeit the language, which again I apologize for, but it's an interesting game. Joe, what did you think?
I mean, it's Rick and Morty, so you know what to expect.
It's true.
I mean, it's fine. I don't see myself playing it. I got other things I'm working on.
I'm gonna be honest. At first, I kind of shot this down, and I'm like, it kind of grows on me. It's like I actually want to see it, and kind of want to give it a shot. I really do. But with that being said, we are gonna other games we want to talk about. Joe, I know you've found out some news about Street Fighter 6 that you wanted to go ahead and go out while I'm queuing up the video.
Oh yeah, they announced Tokyo Game Show. They will finally be debuting a new build of Street Fighter, which is incorporating balance changes, some mechanical changes, and Jury, Kimberly, and Guile to the mix, meaning we have a grand total of 7 fighters.
Yeah.
So, really looking forward to that.
Yeah, because it's definitely going to announce more at the Tokyo show, which I believe that is in September. It is going to be in September, so definitely looking forward to that. What they actually showed at Gamescom was a little bit more about the drive system. That's exactly what they're showing and discussing there with the two players, Jamie and Ryu. But we are going to get a brand new trailer from the Tokyo Game Show, as well as more information come September. But I know Joe's opinion of this hasn't changed. I know my opinion of this hasn't changed. That we are both looking forward to Street Fighter 6.
That way we can play Zangief with pants.
Zangief does muscle bust. You do no. See, nope, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Honestly, I do want them to debut one of the two new female fighters in here that we had leaked during the leaks. The MMA fighter and the French fighter who looks like she is of the same style as Abel from Street Fighter 4, possibly family, possibly student. So one new fighter, one classic fighter, Zangief with pants.
Yeah, I think we're going to see that. I think they're saving it for. I think Capcom is saving it for Tokyo, but
yeah, I was going to say, overall, guys, don't be afraid of pants. Just because Zangief has pants doesn't make him any less pile drivery. Just because Cammy's got pants doesn't mean you can't look at her butt any worse.
Oh, you do that. You're gonna. No.
Well, we've already seen her what her new outfit is. Remember?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
The pants and the jean jacket.
No. I wish I showed you the Remind me later to show you the TikTok to where there were people that were snapping because of that. The level of hatred they had toward that outfit is almost cringeworthy.
Well, I mean, it's the same people that got mad when they gave Wonder Woman pants and a jean jacket. So, like, I understand people like the butt, and it's more socially acceptable than those feet people going after Jury. But, guys, it's a costume, and we already know they got their classic costumes because we saw the leaked Jury level 3 super, which clearly showed her in her classic costume.
No, I completely agree with you. But just the level, just because I find myself on TikTok, the level of utter. I thought Star Wars fans had some toxicity, but
mean, most of them are just afraid of women anyway. So what do we know?
That's true. But other than the other games that got left before we move on to other news and comic books, I have to talk about this one because I was telling Joe about this. This next trailer is called The First Descendant. It gives me Anthem vibes, which means that it's good and it's bad. But let me let the trailer play for itself because again, I'm looking forward to this game.
We always ask questions. What is it that actually exists? Where does the origin come from? Where are we headed to in the end? If you feel confused, just reload your gun.
Now that was literally the first Descendant. As you can see, guys, open beta for stream. I'm sorry, that's wrong. Steam beta will be October 20th to 26th. For all those that are wondering, for PS4 and Xbox, it will also happen around that same month. Around that same month. It may happen before the 20th. It is yet to be confirmed on that. But that's one of the games I'm looking forward to because that's made with the Unreal Engine. Thankfully, it's not made by EA, which is the reason why I said I have Anthem vibes, because Anthem was created by EA. I loved it for its intention, but EA screwed up Anthem so bad that literally the servers got shut down to where the game was only playable on your system. The first Descendant gives me those Destiny vibes, which again, I love Destiny, but at the same time, I get those Anthem vibes where it's like, I don't want it to be a Destiny killer. It doesn't have to be a COD killer. I just want a different MMO as a first-person shooter, and I think this will be it. But, Joe, I think this is your first time seeing the trailer for the first Descendant, right?
That's a really pretty upgrade of Binary Domain.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. But
looks like Binary Domain had a baby with Pulse.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this game is?
Yeah, I can give it that. I mean, beautifully. I mean, well, it's run on the Unreal Engine, so it's definitely going to be heavy graphics. But I just love.
You mean we're not showing the awesome trailer that is Sonic Frontier?
Oh, I'm getting to that.
Oh, I was being sarcastic. No one needs to see that. We don't need to be disappointed by Sonic again.
You didn't like Sonic Frontier? You didn't like the trailer for Sonic Frontiers?
I don't like the concept of an open world Sonic.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that's pretty much it. I just don't like the concept of open world Sonic.
You like
it? I think that's a bad idea.
I don't know.
Like, right, I get that you can run anywhere, but like, if you need to get point A and point B, and you got like go so fast, and you got his homing attack, they're already ripping off Breath of the Wild 2 with the glove grapple thing, because Link's got the funky arm.
It's a fair assessment, but the more I think about that, I was like, have I ever played an open world Sonic game before? How would that work?
Exactly. Like, Sonic needs to stick to a race zone scenario.
I would say if it's done properly, then all you're doing is just selecting which zone you're going into. But
because I'm going to be upset if I understand Sonic cannot run on water. He can. Not for a long bit. But if I hit a mountain, I better not come to complete stop and have a climb meter. I better just use my momentum and go straight up that mountain like the Flash.
I mean, speed-wise, you're supposed to go straight up. I mean, kind of physics kind of demands that. Anyway, physics kind of demands that, but okay. But no. But that was the first Descendant. The other game I have because let's see. Yeah. Because Dune Awakening really is a very cinematic trailer. So they really didn't show a lot. They just announced that Dune Awakening was actually happening. So trust me, there's really not a lot to go off in the trailer except just to be reminded that to go watch Dune on HBO Max, because that's literally all they took was the opening scene.
What about that one other game about dealing with sand?
Atlas Has Fallen?
Yes.
Yep, get into that. That's actually the next game I'm going to show, which again, I keep finding that the thing that they showed at Gamescom was a lot of, it wasn't just shooters that they were showing, but it was also third person, kind of like a third person Monster Hunter type vibe to it. But this is what I get from Atlas Fallen, but I still want to play it so bad.
I mean, there's a reason why Star Wars was not at GameCon. Too much sand.
Here's the trailer for Atlas Fallen.
I'm going to go get water.
The sand has memories. Memories of our past, when gods walked this world, and our heroes stood amongst them. But the gods' vanity grew, and in their struggle, we were cast away. Only remnants of these stories remain. In the sand. In the ruins of this shattered, broken world. Even in ruins, we endure. We won't let go. For now, we can stand for ourselves. And face gods.
Okay, and that was Atlas Fallen. Again, that's coming out in 2023 for PS5 and Xbox Series X. So what does that basically mean? That basically means, ladies and gentlemen, that the simple fact of the matter, guys, next-gen upgrades are going to be needed. As Joe said, it's a crap load of sand. It really is a crap load of sand. But it's one of those games I'm looking forward to just because it's different. It definitely looks like it's going to be hairy. It's going to be a lot of narrative story play, which again I do love. But again, we'll find that out when it comes out in 2023. Any thoughts on that, Joe?
I initially dismissed this, and then the gameplay came in, and it looks like a lot of witch time, a lot of combat evasion, kind of like a Platinum game.
Yeah.
So, I'll definitely give it a shot.
Oh, still waiting on Bayonetta 3. But the last game I got, guys, before we move on to additional news and our comic book pools, this is also another game of games kind of I thought was going to be very interesting. And Joe, thank you for the correction on this because I called it the wrong way. If you have not seen The Lords of the Fallen, first off, it'll give you Thor Ragnarok vibes. Second of all, it just looks pretty freaking cool. But here's the trailer.
After an age of the cruelest tyranny, man finally defeated its overlord. But gods do not fall forever. The champions of war united and began the eternal watch over their tyrant's colossal remains. For some forces, even death cannot end. But now, eons later, the fallen god's influence pervades the world again, corrupting even sworn enemies. Join his accursed lords of the fallen and damn humanity to a new age of devastation Though from these darkest days, new heroes arise. To defy the gods, one must embrace the darkness. And so lies our only hope.
Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say, mother. Not about to see your life, but if you want to find hell with me, I can show you what it's like.
The Lords of the Fallen. Wish list now.
Like I said, the first time I saw this, I'm like, this was a Taika Waititi film. But no, that is actually the Lords of the Fallen. As you can see, I think it's going to be great. But as you can look down, guys, aside from Steam, you're seeing a lot of PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. So, again, that next-gen upgrade is coming. But, Joe, what did you think?
I don't know why they decided to add that kind of a song in the middle of this trailer when it didn't need it. It's certainly Souls-ish.
But
no, that's it.
Oh, thought it was something else to it. No, I could dig it. But no, I'm looking forward to it just because it looks like it's gonna be fun. That's the only reason why I am feeling very hopeful about it, but at the same time, it just looks like it's gonna be freaking awesome. But again, we will follow those up as release dates come along. Overall, Gamescom, before we move on to other news and comic book pools, Gamescom was interesting. There was a lot of trailers that were being played. Again, we didn't play all of them just because of various reasons. But not to say that the next couple of months going down the line into 2023 is definitely going to be an interesting season for games. Joe, any thoughts on Gamescom, sir, before we move on to other news?
Jeff Keighley looked really awkward with those cards in his hand, those flashcards, like the show had been jumbled around and he wasn't probably notified, or they did not have a teleprompter.
Pretty much.
And there are a couple times where there are just like dead silence.
The 7-second delay was rough.
Tried to make a reference, and there was just like utter silence for him.
Yeah, the 7-second delay was rough.
Also, the guy that makes Borderlands came out, and like, aren't you supposed to be on some sort of cave in Mars when you're for publicity reasons?
I thought about that. I was like, should you really be showing your face right now?
I mean, yes, it happened a year ago, but still, leaving a flash drive full of types of pornography in the middle of a reenactment theater, then trying to claim it's work documentation only to be proven no, it's porn, possibly illegal porn.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Keeley's gonna do Keeley.
I just thought about that. I was like, should you really be talking? That's all I can say the whole time. Like, should you really be talking right now? I was like, because for all those that don't remember, just go back, look about a year, you'll see why we're talking about it.
And then the whole Rick and Morty thing was like, the creators of Rick and Morty, and like barely anybody clapped.
Well, it was Germany. I was like, it was Jeremy. We can't expect a lot, but
Well, even here, I think the Rick and Morty craze is like slowly ebbed away.
and just
I
sit there
mean,
and
we don't even get Morty in universes. It's President Morty.
just sit there and say that the Szechuan sauce is back at McDonald's. That'll start it.
Oh no, no, they're already dealing with their own craze right now. Remember, the Pokemon meals are back at McDonald's.
Oh dear God. It begins again. It begins
Saying
again.
this as a nearly 40-year-old card gamer, 40-year-olds are trying to go to McDonald's to get like 2 Pikachu cards and put them on eBay real quick. However, I don't play the Pokemon game. I don't have that kind of money.
I'm trying to figure out who in the world is sitting at McDonald's ordering multiple Happy Meals trying to get that. You can only imagine somebody's trying. Huh?
I just explained it to you. The 30 and 40-year-olds that play a card game, they have more money enough to play a card game. I do. Like, I'm like fully in my right of saying that, being a TCG player at the age of 30, at the age of 39, and not playing Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, but you're
I
not.
don't have the necessary gold chains to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't have the master's degree to play Magic. So I play my Vanguard, I play my Hero Academia, and I play my Battle Spirits. But those don't cost me that much money.
I'm just thinking about the fact that somebody at McDonald's is right now holding up a line. How many Happy Meals did you order? I can just
what they'll ask, and I've been through this.
Mm-hmm.
The correct answer is like, not how many Happy Meals do you have left. How many of the Pikachu card do you have left that you can put in a Happy Meal for me? Or go to the back. What's your selection this week? Is it the Pikachu card, the Jigglypuff card, or the Rattata card? I need to know that way I know what to come back next week.
Well, I mean, if folks are still asking for the T-Rex burger at Wendy's, I guess that must mean something.
What the hell is a T-Rex burger?
Think of a Wendy's triple 4 times over.
So what? So
15 patties.
So double triple from what you call it?
No, 4 triples.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said four triples. It's called a T-Rex burger, but anyway. Yeah, pretty much heart attack between 2 buns. You know, when I used to eat like that, I used to love eating like that. But anyway, Joe, any news before we move on to comic books, sir?
Warner Brothers continues to be a piece of utter trash.
Oh, yes.
A large majority of beloved animated series was wiped off the face of the earth. OKKO, Infinity Train, Mighty Magiswords. And the bad thing is Discovery is not even letting these people know that they're doing it. They have just removed it. And these creators and all these people that have worked on these shows are finding out the same way we do, the same day on social media.
Damn.
Summer Camp was axed, as was another series. However, Cartoon Network has said we will be airing the final seasons on Cartoon Network. Although the creator goes like, this is all well and good, but we purposely made this series to be streamed. Damn. And streaming it versus syndication are two very syndicated. Normal episodes are very different things nowadays. Like, you draft an episode and construct a episode very differently for production televisions versus a streaming service.
Yeah.
Furthermore, Cartoon Network actually warned Warner Brothers against doing this in fear of public backlash, and they did not listen, and boy, are they getting it now.
Yeah, 20 billion loss trying to save 3 billion, and we're not even talking the loss of subscribers from HBO Max yet.
How do they lose the 20 billion?
They were trying to save 3 billion, but for all them from all them cutting everything, and then from shelving Batgirl, still pushing the Flash, and still having enough money to push 2 movies this year instead of the slated 4 they're going with. They were capped. The New York Times reported that they lost $20 billion.
Oh yeah, like they are losing hand over fist. They even canceled Batman. So, know, Warner Brothers is screwing up. They are canceling Batman.
But
now, you guys know from listening to this, I am not a enthused Batman fan, like most people in this world. As I always tell people, I like both my parents to be alive. So when they tell you always be Batman, I want the superhero with both parents are actively living. But they canceled the series, which was going to be written by Ed Brubaker of Gotham Central comic fame. Diedrich Bader from Batman the Brave and the Bold was going to be reprising his role as Batman.
Mm-hmm.
This was going to be done with J.J. Abrams and Bruce Timm as producer. So, those are all wins. J.J. Abrams is give or take, depending on how you feel about him. He is not looked favorably upon because of the Star Wars debacle. But, as they say, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Cartoon Network will more than likely be picking that up as well, I imagine. But we have just, they have scrubbed everything off.
Oh, they
they have gone the extra mile. They even scrubbed stuff off of YouTube.
Yeah. They don't want I guess because of intellectual property, if you're showing it, you're paying for it. But yeah, Warner Bros. Discovery is definitely their reconstruction phase is not going as well as they planned.
Yeah, they have made this new guy, I believe his whole thing, and I don't remember where I heard. Oh, wait, yes, I did. This came off one of my gaming podcasts, is David Zaslav primary goal in this merger is to acquire the head of CNN and then only become the head of CNN. Like he's planning to drop out of the presidential area just to take the helm of CNN.
Yeah.
What was the other news I heard? They have also potentially have found their Kevin Feige again for the DC universe.
Do they say who? Do they say do you have a name yet, or just?
Let me look it up. It was recently announced. New DC. Yes, here it is. Games Radar reports. So, I can trust Games Radar. They use most of the people I listen to are now LaserTime people. Lego Movie and It producer Dan Lin could be in the standing position to be DCEU's Kevin Feige and helm director.
Okay.
I have some. He is a producer credits for 4 Lego movies, both It movies, multiple Disney projects, including Aladdin. That's not that great. Godzilla vs. Kong, very good. Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes movies, 50-50.
Shadows was good.
Popes.
I'm sorry, Game of Shadows was good.
Netflix's The Two Popes. 50-50. He has previously worked at Warner Brothers as a senior vice president of production and has his own production company, Rideback. Glenn would be reporting straight to Zaslav, meaning both DC film and TV side would be entirely in his hands. Production sources also indicate he's in talks for the role, though Warner Brothers Insider says negotiations are not currently happening. Variety adds that several obstacles may probably need to be resolved, mostly because he's linked to other studios at the moment, being first and foremost being Disney and secondarily Universal.
Interesting.
The other thing that got shown is the production crew for Batgirl are going to get a secret private screening of the movie before it is either burned, put into the incinerator, or put into the vault.
I'm calling it. Somebody's pulling.
Get a free viewing of Batgirl every single night.
I'm calling it. Somebody's pulling Deadpool.
Oh God, yeah. No, someone's bringing a camera, and that's going to be on the internet easily.
Yeah, somebody's bringing there's going to be a Deadpool moment, and that's all it's going to take. If we hope the footage is good, but
and the other thing that I know they're lying to us about is that they're saying Flash is testing incredibly well with screener audiences. I know it's all bullshit. Not with the synopsis of that movie. That thing's barely a Flash movie as it is.
The fact that they're trying to hype it up now, is it just me, or the fact they're trying to hype it up now just screams we should be worried?
Well, I mean, they've got to hype it up now because they got to do like immense rehabilitation with Ezra Miller, and the moment that man backslides, it's over with.
Oh, they made their choice. They hitched that wagon to him. I was kind of hoping they would go without him, but now that they decided, well, we might as well just roll with him. So they're attached at the hip. So it's whatever he. And the thing about it is, that's where it kind of gives him a little bit of safety, just because of the fact that because they decided that, hey, you're going to be our guy going forward, regardless of what happens with the movies. It's almost like a Snyderverse situation all over again. It's like, why do we keep shooting ourselves in the foot? Like, if Warner Brothers was smart, Warner Brothers Discovery was smart, just cut them loose. Cut them loose, roll the dice on the movie. Either you make profit or you make something, but it's not a total loss. But now that, Ezra Miller had his apology, that's what I call it, his apology, which killed me out of all this, was now it's like, okay, well, now he apologized. So now here comes the whole entire let me go ahead and hopefully Warner Brothers can save my career track. But yeah, of all the decisions that DC Warner Brothers have made, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Warner Brothers Discovery have made, you would think cutting him would have been the easiest decision. You would think. But oh well, what else it is we got?
Godzilla vs. Kong got a new film that got announced. We only know that it's Kong vs. Godzilla, or Godzilla vs. Kong 2. We do not know anything beyond that. It has a 2024 March release date. Filming should start sometime next year. We don't even know who the villain is. I'm tossing it. It could either be Mecha Ghidorah, Gigan, because, we've gone as far as we can with Hollow Earth. It's time to have aliens from the stars invade the planet and just go full ham. We could have Destroya. We could have Space Godzilla. We could have the U.S. government and that federal agency create Jet Jaguar. There could be a number of things because now they got the tech wreckage of Mecha Godzilla. So, making your own giant super robot that's not Ultraman, feasibly possible. Or Hideki Anno could also just be working on this and then slot in Shin Ultraman for no reason.
That would actually be interesting. I can kind of see that.
So, it could take a number of things. All of that part is pure speculation. We just do have a confirmation that there is another Godzilla movie, and the Monarch series, I believe, is still a go. What, does that make Monarch Ultra Q?
That's
yes.
about.
Yes, it does.
I want to say yes, but no, it's doable. It is doable. It's doable. It is
as long
doable.
as it's not Neo Ultra Q, because that's a terrible series.
Yeah, no, it's doable.
Was there anything else I missed before we pop over to the comic bookers? Star Trek 4 loses director Max Shakeman to MCU Fantastic Four negotiations.
So they finally got a director. So we now have a director for Fantastic Four.
Well, it's negotiation time, so it's not 100% guaranteed. Oh yeah, someone noticed something in She-Hulk 2, a very interesting news article, where they're at the news place and it says Iron Man's 3, man in bar fights with metal claws, and people are questioning why there is a statue of a man sticking out of the ocean.
Oh yeah, they're finally acknowledging. They're trying to say that Wolverine has officially entered the MCU.
So, they're going to be dropping small hints, especially because of the end of Ms. Marvel. We won't spoil it.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling in the background, we're going to start seeing news reports or headlines or various things that is like slowly leaking out. Like, oh, the X-Men have been here, just no one pays attention to it.
I mean, that would be Deadpool's moment. I have been no, I can see. Why can't I see Ryan Reynolds' character doing that? I have been literally trying to tell you people for 2 movies now. It's like, come on, Disney. I'm a princess. You guys have the bigger budget. It's like technically I'm a princess. Oh man.
Comic book news, not reviews, but news. Marvel's Wasp teams up with her adopted daughter to have a Wasp series. This is going to be written by Al Ewing, Kecia Nee, and looks like Jordi Belair may be doing art. What else do we got? Oh yeah, as I was talking to Will earlier, Dark Web, which is coming now as a fall event because of all the delays happening at Marvel. For those of you not aware, Dark Web is the Spider-Man next big Spider-Man event where Ben Reilly teams up with Malin Pryor to make Spider-Man's life a living nightmare because, you know, Pete always has to have that happen and everyone needs Chasm. It's also been announced that because of the overwhelming success of the Mary Jane Black Cat issue from Spider-Man Beyond, we will now be getting a Mary Jane Black Cat issue in the 5-part series of Dark Web. Once again, helmed by Jed MacKay, which I truly believe, this is Marvel's golden boy, Jed MacKay, at the moment. He likes doing this kooky stuff and likes writing Black Cat, so
yeah,
you give him kooky stuff with Black Cat, it's just going to be gold. Plus, we get to find out if Mary Jane's dump truck butt can still fit into a costume after having 2 kids. Felicia Hardy's words, people, not mine. It's literally in the book, and it is not an edit.
Dump truck butt.
Who else? What else? Star Wars, 2 famous Star Wars droids are slowly returning to the comics. BT-1 and 000 will be returning in Dr. Aphra. For those of you who do not know, BT-1 and 000 are the horribly evil and sadistic C-3PO and R2-D2 variants.
The dark sides. Yeah.
Oh, they go beyond the dark sides because BT-1, like, straight out ass Vader's like, I have good news and bad news, Master. The prisoner's life is of no consequence. Oh, well, in that case, Master, I have nothing but good news for you.
Dang.
Meanwhile, 000 is like R2-D2, but with the arsenal of the Death Star stuffed into his body to comedic proportions. I did not know an astromech could have that many missile bays. Power Rangers is getting ready to end with its 100th issue. It's coming up on its 100th issue, as well as be getting a one-shot with the Power Ranger Death Ranger scenario. I have been reading this. Shadow has been getting caught up. I don't know if you've been catching up on this, Will.
I'm
so bad on this.
I'm usually I usually go by Shadow's reaction on Power Rangers, so I'm way behind.
So just to I will not spoil anything involving who the Death Ranger actually is. But the Death Ranger Morpher was locked in a dumpster, as similar to Rita, and locked away in a vault for various reasons. He was technically a 5th member of the Omega Ranger team before learning, oh snap, he evil. Get the Morpher and lock it away. Also leading to the other reasons why the Omega Rangers are called the Omega Rangers. So, bad stuff is happening down there. Not only are they coming up on their 100th issue for the Mighty Morphin timeline on Boom Studios, we will also be getting a Death Ranger one-shot. That's pretty much it there, other than Thanos' brother is making his absolutely fabulous return to the Avengers comics because A versus X has ended issue 3, and they're all out of good ideas. So let's go get Star Fox and see if he can help.
Oh, they're not gonna give him. They're gonna give him another 10-minute run through. You have 10 minutes. So you have 10 minutes to run through it.
Star Fox.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I thought it was Uranos. I'm like,
he is one of the most problematic Marvel characters there ever was because his type of womanizing is no longer appreciated in this day and time. But that man is fabulous with his bell bottoms and white loafers. I'll tell you that.
Pepe Le Pew as a Celestial. Got it. Oh man.
That should be all the comics.
Well, news.
Comic news. We can go into comic reviews unless you got anything else.
No, but while you're queuing that up, guys, I do want to sit there and say, while Joe's getting the comic pulls of the week, definitely support your local comic book store. We always want to support Rick's Comic City here in Middle Tennessee. If you are in Middle Tennessee, come check out Rick's Comic City, voted the #1 comic book store in Nashville. They have 3 locations: Fort Campbell, Clarksville, and Donaldson. Definitely check them out. And if so, if you're not in Middle Tennessee, still support your local comic book store because that's where the best things can be found. And of course, if you don't have any local comic book stores in your area, definitely check out your local library. With the cost of a library card, you can still get the most up-to-date manga, comics, and multimedia that you can still rent from the library. Yes, libraries are still a thing. So definitely support your local comic book store, support your local library, and of course, keep reading because reading is so fundamental. And I do mean fundamental. But Joe, whenever you're ready to queue up, sir, because I know
I'm waiting for my computer load. It's just being a pain in the butt today.
Because I know you're going to talk. You're about to give up on Spider-Man. You're definitely about to give up.
Yeah, I really am.
Now, I was like, Spider-Man, man, I can see that. Grim, awesome. Robin, I kind of saw that coming. But my boy Booster Gold, though, he wants so bad to be a hero. So bad to be a hero, so bad to be adored, and yet he does the polar opposite.
I just like that we had all the different artworks for everybody.
I mean, yeah, it was an interesting issue. Excuse me. But then again, then Lord Deathman and Robin was something else too. All right, sir, it's all yours.
All right, starting things off. Amazing Spider-Man #8. No, you're not seeing things. Peter has a new suit again. And this time he has a spider glider. So he does have a really nice fight with the Vulture in this, and we get some time with Norman Osborn. Zeb Wells digs right back into his previous work by giving Peter a detachable piece of his suit that becomes a weapon, meaning he's got a spider glider that can hook onto his back as a backpack. Very similar to the way how Ben Reilly's spider could pop off his back.
Mm-hmm.
He also doesn't have pumpkin bombs. He's got probably the most disgusting thing I've seen thrown in a Spider-Man comic for a while. He tosses literal nano spider eggs at people, and millions of baby spider nanobots crawl over
his eyes
and his face, and it's just ew.
Oh, it just gets worse.
Also, I think Adrian Toomes is going after the wrong Spider-Man this whole time.
Yes.
I think he's supposed because the reason why Adrian the Vulture is going after Spider-Man is his granddaughter, who is Sparrow, who I think is Captain America's psychic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the case or not. But she is dating Miles Morales, who has informed her of her grandfather's past and whatnot. So the granddaughter's like, well, I'm leaving you because you're this. So she says Spider-Man told me. Unfortunately, she did not elaborate, hey, it's that new kid I'm dating, not the one you usually fight. So Toomes nearly does kill Peter several times.
Yep.
But then gets the spider goblin stuff and just
Go ahead.
Good, but I don't honestly think we can get a good Spider-Man story anymore. Honest to God, I think the last good Spider-Man story we had was Superior Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I did like the Ben Riley Beyond. I mean, that was good.
Beyond was fantastic, but I'm biased for the Ben Riley stuff. Like Spider-Man on a whole.
Yeah, a Superior Spider-Man.
We will not. The last good story we got, like as a whole, was Superior Spider-Man.
That's fair because
we're not hitting that anytime soon ever again. I guarantee it.
Well, I mean, you saw Doc Ock freak out when he found out how strong Spider-Man really was.
Oh yeah, and I will at least give them props on this. Is Norman says to Peter, "Hey, Sin Eater shot me and erased my sins, but that doesn't erase what I did. I can't ever get on a glider because if I do, I'll never get off of it, and we're back to square one." Mm-hmm. I will at least give him props to that because it's not one of those, oh, the magic gun made me good again. It's like, no, the magic gun just took away, gave me clarity to see what I did wrong.
Yeah,
I still want Ghost Rider to pop up and goes like, yeah, the shotgun races is like, yeah, that can't happen, and he's full of shit. It's like, I work in this field.
That shotguns,
no matter how magical, cannot erase your sins. I guarantee you, if I penance stare this man, he is gone.
So the whole thing of like, well, I couldn't help you because if I did, I'd fall off the wagon. It's like,
I will at least give them props for that. That's at least like, it's not the magic wand waving of I'm a good guy again because all my sins were gone. It's like, no, I just have.
Yeah, he's conflicted. Yeah, he's conflicted, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I get that. It's just, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do get what they were trying to do, but it was like, yeah, I had faith you were gonna make it, but what if I didn't? Well, you're here. It's like, damn. It's like, how can you say that?
Like I said, I give him props for not taking the easy way out, but I don't like the art because I am in that camp that just does not like John Romita Jr. art. I think the Lego head look, it just doesn't do it for me.
I try not to stare at it.
I like when he's in the costume of Spider-Man, it looks great. Mm-hmm. It's John Romita Jr. to me cannot draw a person. He can draw a hero in spandex as long as I got a full face mask on. That man is fantastic. But when it comes to civilian stuff, God no. That artwork looks like I did it and I can't draw for crap.
Yeah, I just can't get past the head. The head does not match the body.
It does in this, but I don't think he did the cover art for this. Like I said, guys, I will be dropping this book once Dark Web is done. I think the next big arc for them is tailing off the Hellfire Gala.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, slight segue. I did read the new House of X 92, which is the Hellfire Gala issue.
Okay.
Very fun, very 90s. Vanilla Ice was there in the background. Don't think I didn't notice. They had an interesting report for the government and for the media where they goes like multiple celebrities visited Krakoa through the use of flowers. They named Schwarzenegger, Stallone. However, they mentioned Prince was also seen on Krakoa. However, conspicuously, he did not have a flower. Prince is a mutant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. The man can b-ball and then make you pancakes and put an out an album. He's a mutant. That it was goofy as what you would expect it to be for X-Men 92, but just that news report alone and the implication that Prince was a mutant made it worthwhile. But yeah, that's how interested I am in this Spider-Man as we're revolving it back to X-Men, guys. I said I'm holding out for Dark Web because it brings back Ben Reilly. It carries on from New Mutants number 28, which we covered last week, because Madeline Pryor is like Okay, well, I'm not allowed to mess with Krakoa because the laws of Krakoa. I can
Right.
mess with other people.
But 9 times out of 10 doesn't stop him.
Yeah. So this was written by Zeb Wells, art by John Romita Jr. Inker is Scott Hanna, and colorist is Marcio Menez. Like I said, guys, I'm tapping out on Spider-Man really quick. If it's not written at this point, I will preface this. If it is not written by Jed MacKay or not a Mary Jane Blackcat issue, or it doesn't deal directly with Ben Reilly, I'm not getting the book.
Oh, especially after this one. This was
This was one of the better issues.
that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. Yeah, that's saying a lot.
Moving out of Marvel, again, we're taking a small break from X-Men because otherwise every week would be X-Men. We're moving on to Radiant Black number 17. This is written by Kyle Higgins and Joe Cork. Art by Marcelo Acosta. Colors by Torona Farrell. I really dug this issue. We get the return of the original Radiant Black. We get to see that Radiant Yellow is basically just Doctor Strange.
Man.
From Infinity War real quick. Just doing all the head bobble future lookings. We get to see the fall of Radiant Black's Radiant Rogues, or some of them come up, some of them switch sides, and some of them flee.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we get to see that now there's one Radiant Black but 2 host bodies. So that's interesting.
Although Radiant Yellow killed me, he's like Radiant Yellow is like, I have seen all possibilities. Especially at the end, he's like, wait, you're what? You're oh crap. It was that oh crap moment, like he's gonna kill us all. It's like what calculation did you miss in that? It's like that's a pretty big oh crap, he's gonna kill us all.
I dug this one. It's nice to see the original Radiant Black back.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool to see that they can actually just like switch back and forth depending on who wants it. I also dug that they differentiate that one version has the cape version and one just has the solid bodysuit. I think that's great. We also get a really cool, both of them using the powers at the same time. So they got the old Silver Age Spider-Man, half face, half suit. Nice little nod there. Also, the at Power Morphicon, you can officially go buy a Radiant Black face mask for $500. It's full-size helmet, fits heads, and has the eyes.
Why'd you pause, Joe? Why'd you pause?
Because I needed water. Hydration is important.
That was such a lie and a half.
I had to hydrate. Do you know how much I didn't eat or drink at this convention?
I can imagine. I know, but I'm like, that was kind of a convenient pause right there. Just letting me know. It's like, really, Joe?
Moving on to Grimm number 4. This is written by Stephanie Phillips, art by Favlino. I wonder if it's the same dude that's at the convention. I'm gonna have to ask him. Colors by Rico Renzia, and I am really enjoying this series. I am so glad I just like casually noticed, like, why does this look like Ruby? But I have gotten a treat with this book.
Oh yeah, it is definitely. I did take your advice. I did go back and actually read. This was 4, so yeah, I went back and actually read 2 and 3. And again, I agree with you. It is a very, very intriguing story so far, especially with
your favorite is the '80s glam rock Reaper.
He's the most honest one. He's like, look, I know what I am. Okay, he's like, you realize you're just stuck in a Bon Jovi commercial. And I'm happy with myself.
So the long and short of this one is the main girl is starting to possess the ability to wink in and out of the living world, which should not be possible for a Grim Reaper. She should only be able to stay in the world of the dead.
Yeah.
She has somehow started finding the ability to transport herself, convert herself between the two realities. At the same time, a being known only as the End, which can kill even the souls of the dead upon touching them, is coming for her because of this transgression, I guess. And she has been stripped of her sight and whatnot, and has learned how she technically died. Because in this world, you get to become a Grim Reaper if you have died.
Mhm.
However, that may not be the case with her because she can activate the Grim Reaper's sight. Like, she is a Reaper in the same way like Ichigo is the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
But there is also, or like Death the Kid is a Shinigami. But also in this world, there is a Death. So now we are learning that she has the ability to activate that particular scythe, which is yellow. So where do we find Death? Vegas.
Vegas.
It's not the first time we've met Death in Vegas. I read Marvel's Damnation with Scarlet Spider. But no. So we're looking at some big time revelations. I'm wondering if that's who she is who she actually going to be. That would be really fun. A little bit cliche, but with the writing as good as is and the art as good as this is fantastic. Also, it catches bridal shower woo girls to the T.
Man, that was interesting. It reminds me of Nashville so many ways.
Which
But
I
no,
got to see at least 5 party buses on the walk over to BotCon.
not surprised. Kind of slow for a Friday, but not surprised.
No, I think they're purposely slowing down because remember they had that party bus fatality.
Oh yeah, kind of forgot about that. But no, I know Grim's issue was definitely good. The end was like, look, the end was like, you sent me for one person, I went for everybody. But the whole idea of Adira just kind of setting up Jessica, I was like, well, dang, because when they did show her, I guess her actual death, it was more like a birth. So it's like the theory that me and Joe have on this, for all those that are watching, the theory that we did have on this is that somehow Jessica is related to Death himself.
Yes.
Either that he's Death's daughter or she's a descendant somehow. Considering the fact that the use of the sight.
In some way, shape, or form, because they
Yeah.
say only one person has ever activated that dead scythe.
Yeah.
And that's Death himself. So there's that. Also, I like that now we are going to get to see a full-out Grim Reaper war against 3 other Grim Reapers.
That's
and
going
we
to be
get to see some really interesting Grim Reaper. Not only designs for the upcoming Hunters, other Shinigami. I'm just going to keep going Shinigami. It's just easier than constantly saying Grim Reapers. But you also get to see what their personal scythes look like, which bravo to them all being very unique.
Makes sense.
Moving right along over to DC, we got I Am Robin number 17. This is the true finale of the Mortal Kombat Island and possibly the series for a moment.
Yeah.
This is written by Josh Williamson. Pit art by Roger Cruz. Inks by Norm Ratman. And colors by Luis Guerrero. Long short of like I said, this is a wrap up. So they are trying to find Lord Deathman on the island, trying to find Mother Soul. Robin is also coming to terms with a lot of things himself. Flatline is also trying to figure out why. Yes, she likes Robin. Yes, she would not mind dating Robin, but she does mind Robin literally from Jump Street saying, "This is my girlfriend." She actually does have a problem with that. He's also teamed up with Japanese Superman Batman crossover dude.
Yeah.
Who I don't remember his name. Most Extreme Excellent Bat Person, I think. And Connor Hawk, who at the end of this book is just straight up says, "Hey, I'm going to be looking for my dad," meaning I'm going to be appearing in Green Arrow soon.
Yep.
Strangely enough, this is Josh Williamson writing this themselves. I wonder if Delay's got a hold of this, but none of this is dealing with Dark Crisis.
Nah, this is a standalone story. But
Oh, see, no, this is not a standalone story. This happens directly after it, and it references Shadow War, which led directly into Dark Crisis.
Oh,
so
okay, I messed
either
up.
Dark Crisis has already happened, or Josh Williamson himself is just like, well, continuity doesn't matter anymore.
You would think of all DC plans. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I enjoyed this book. The art is fantastic. We got to see another Mortal Kombat fatality in this. Lord Deathman continues to be hilarious, and I want more book. I just want a Lord Deathman and Flatline comic at this point.
Just because of all the quips.
No, it honestly kind of reads like a Billy and Mandy-ish, Billy and Mandy episode.
Yeah, I can see that. Although Lord Deathman was funny. It's like I'm so powered up, and then it's like Robin pulls a Kano. Just it's like
then Flatline just came like he's gonna be so mad when he resurrects. All right, he's technically immortal. How long does it take to grow hard? It's like I don't know. Let's go to the beach.
Just have a day at the beach while the body's still cold, while the body's still warm. But no, I can see that. I can see that. But no, I think it is gonna kind of be a pause. It is like you said, it's gonna be a pause in the Robin story for a little while. But no, I mean overall, the whole Lazarus Island story, Lazarus Island arc was pretty good. So let's hope they don't. I don't want to say that. I hope they don't reset Robin, but it's kind of one of those wait and see situations.
I mean, we're in technically the middle of a crisis, depending on if an editor bothers to look at a book. I swear to God, there's like no editor of DC anymore.
Well, every editor of DC keeps getting its pink slips.
Like at least Marvel sometimes has an editor because like some of the X-Men stuff and some of the stuff revolving or dealing with the X-Men stuff still works, but like DC just has like no direction or continuity between their books at the moment. It's honestly kind of irksome.
Yeah, I can see your point.
Moving on for the book of the night. This is our new holdover. I think this is just like an in-betweener before Human Target comes back out. This is written by Tom King with art by Kevin Maguire, Raphael Albuquerque, I can't believe that's a name, Mikhail Janine, and Greg Smallwood. These are small tales that show that Christopher Chance has had a detailed life involving the JLI, more specifically with certain members of the JLI that he has been dealing with during Human Target itself, meaning Guy Gardner, was more Guy Gardner than the Guy Gardner we got previously. Booster Gold, Fire, and some of Ice.
But still, Booster Gold was still the funniest story to me.
Well, Booster Gold's the funniest story because he has the best artwork because that's Kevin Maguire doing the Booster Gold stuff. It even says right here that, Kevin Maguire and Alex Sinclair did Booster Gold. My favorite part of that issue, of that story, was the callback to the Booster Gold Justice League episode where he keeps getting confused for Green Lantern. And has to explain, yes, I don't know why everyone's like, I'm literally yellow and blue. I have not a spot of green on me, but everybody calls me Green Lantern.
Oh, that bird! I forgot about that part. I forgot about that part of the book. It's like everybody calls me Green Lantern, but I'm literally yellow. I'm sorry. It's like the whole thing. He was yelling. He was in there yelling. I'm literally two colors. It's like how do you mess this up?
The Guy Gardner one is actually not that bad. It's actually pretty normal affair for a guy. Like this is written as the guy I actually do enjoy from Green Lantern Corps and whatnot. But just beats a confession out of Chance.
Who are you? I'm Brother Blood. Pow! Try again. It's like I think at one point he kind of it's like it wasn't just me or when reading. It's kind of like you think Guy knew at that point that was Christopher Chance, not Brother Blood, but just kept beating the
No,
crap
but I
out of
think he knew that I think Guy knew that this guy was not who he was saying it. He
Yeah.
was, and he was trying to cover his identity, but I don't think he knew it was Chris Chance.
But he was slow pumping. He was slow punching the crap out of him.
Well, it's Guy Gardner. If he's gonna even Guy I likes to prove he's superior at times, which the cockiness is fine. He is usually punished for it in some way, shape, or form. The fire part of it was not too bad. It just shows that she fell in love with somebody, and it's fine for fire. She's usually like that.
Yeah.
And the booster goal was by far and away the best part. And then the interstitials we see with fire, ice, booster gold, and actually we didn't have an interstitial with booster gold, did we?
No, we did not.
We had interstitial with Guy Gardner, fire, and ice because yeah. So we had the Greg Smallwood, as we see right here, killer fire. He does Beatrice and ice, just compliments up and down the board. His Guy Gardner is also really good. I really enjoyed this. I think it's a nice holdover until we start up Human Target, because that's almost a perfect comic book.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, for multiple stories, I get it what they were trying to do. But at the end of it all, I mean, I do love Human Target, but still, the Booster Gold story still sticks with me.
I guarantee you, most of that is the artwork.
It just sticks with me the whole time. But you didn't save me, and you're welcome. It's like multiple did all that stuff for multiple shootings, and it's just like all Booster Gold can sit there and say, "You've been golded." Don't you mean gilded? Oh man, no, it was good. It was good. It was a good issue.
I hear Billy West every time Skeets comes up.
I had to laugh about that one. That was pretty funny, but yeah, definitely good issue. But with that being said, thank you, Joe, for your comic book pulls of the week. As we wrap it up, guys, like we always used to sit there and say before we do our shameless plugging as normal. Joe, anything you got going on this week besides going back to BotCon and maybe expecting a call from me?
Probably. Still doing Xenoblade. I'm 120 hours into Xenoblade 3. Slowly wrapping things up. Battle Spirits. That game that's entirely in Japanese.
I'll go for progression.
So I learned that the reason why I cannot get past this kid is there is a card that's actually that he uses in his deck that is banned in the real world. And in his deck, there's also a card in his deck that's limited to 1 for the whole deck. Because the reason for that was the absolute pure aggression this deck can put out by turn 3. Because I actually asked like a couple of the really big time Battle Spirits channels via Twitter and Discord. It's like, hey, what's going on? This is only like the 5th match in the game, and I'm getting steamrolled. Like, oh, this is why this card's banned because of this exact reason. It's like, great. Can you recommend a deck? Here's what I can use. Like, oh yeah, use that. So I am like halfway through building that deck, having a great time. I'm learning what stuff does. Battle Spirits, of course, will be coming out in America in 2023. I think I've stumbled upon what version of Battle Spirits because I am currently in the process of watching the entirety of the franchise on YouTube.
Okay.
Because you get some really weird stuff. You get the Isekai. The first series is standard. The second series is Isekai. Third series is Isekai. Fourth series is just straight up goofiness. The 5th series is just purely in that fantasy world. The 6th series is the one that mysteriously has vanished from all of YouTube, called Burning Soul, where it takes popular warring states era personalities and makes them card fighters.
Wait, didn't you say that was the one last week they took off YouTube?
Yeah, that's the one they took off YouTube.
Yeah.
Burning Souls.
Yeah.
So like Reika Yukimura is the main character who uses, of course, a spear, because that's what he always uses in all the Dynasty Warrior games. And the main bad guy is Nobunaga Oda, and he is the head of these Battle Spirits Commission, using his 6-colored deck that its monster has the silver armor that Nobunaga was known to use.
Nice.
In real life. So, that is actually a real sweet spot in Battle Spirits itself, because you have what's called bursting, which it's kind of like setting one card that has the burst ability, essentially setting a trap card.
Okay.
You have a special gimmick involving one of the mana tokens, where if you have the special red mana token on a thing, you get a special power for it, or you can discard it for a special power. But you don't have all this insane stuff afterwards, like mana lands or permanents that flip and become a monster, or somehow transform back in when it gets destroyed. It's like, oh, I killed your monster. No, I transform it back, so now it's a land, so it can't be targeted by destroy spirit effects, or stuff like that degree, or Advent, or Mirage, or Excel, or all these extra mechanics. Like Burning Soul is like that sweet spot, because even now I'm watching the series right before where they introduced the trap card thing, where it's literally just about a kid going from day one at the card shop to world tournament. No goofiness, at least not right now. No fate of the world. No fate of the world is pending on this child pulling the right card. Right now, it is literally just I play a card game. I started out at locals. I'm getting better. I made it to a national team, and we're going to a world tournament.
Nice.
As for how I'm doing in the game, 50-50. I'm at the point where I'm comfortable with what I'm doing, despite the fact the impossible language barrier of I can't read Japanese to save my life. Google Translate, Page Translate, and a whole lot of Battle Spirits wikias have helped me build how did I put this? Coherent, not competent, but coherent deck to where I'm comfortable with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm doing. Is this winning me matches? No. Am I getting closer every time? Yes. Is
But
this
you're progressing.
totally unfair? God, yes.
But you're progressing. That is a good note. You are progressing. At least you can say you're progressing, though.
Yeah, I can say I'm progressing, but also when I go up against a green deck, I shouldn't be. One core drop should not lead to one card getting 19 mana for free, dropping three more enchantments and 5 monsters just from a single spawn of a core mana token. But that's green mana ramp, so take it as you will.
Oh dear God!
Let me think. What else is coming out that I want to be doing? Persona Online 2 reboot.
Okay.
On the PlayStation 4. I may be looking into getting into that and start streaming that on the Twitch at some point. I know that's getting ready to pop. I don't know if that got delayed or not, but PSO2 Online Rebirth, I believe, is what it's called or something.
Cool. Did you already register for Kumite?
I have not. I need first worry about BotCon. Have you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, if I don't, I'll come watch you.
Yeah, I need to practice. I need to actually put time out to practice all over again. Yeah, I did register for Kumite because I was like, if I'm going to do a video game tournament, I might as well do one going to Multicon anyway. I'm already going to Music City Multicon. I might as well just participate while I'm there.
Well, there you go.
But technically, they do got same day registration. I mean, it's just $20 more, but same thing.
Yeah, I don't feel like paying $90 to play Street Fighter.
But the title though. No, I'm kidding. but the title said you will dare buy at the con though. But I'm sorry. But with that being said, guys, You can definitely catch Joe YouTube as it told Justice Gaming. Of course, his Twitch channel is Joe Italian last name. Of course, let me not also forget while we're doing shameless plugging, my buddy Big BZA Bond. You can find him Big BZA on all socials. Either Bond Westman on Facebook, definitely TikTok because he's doing a lot of different stuff out there. And let's just say I love Bond to death, but he is a definitely strange individual. But give him a shot. He's funny. 8 out of 10 times. But Big BZA on all socials and Nathan Von Westwood on Facebook, where you can find that. Ooh, too much of a close-up. There we go. Of course, yours truly, I can be found BlackFox447 on all socials. Definitely like and share as I usually give a review of everything. Actually, I didn't forget. I did repeat this, but I'll repeat this again. We will be reviewing Samaritan for next week's podcast. So I know I repeated that just as I thought about this at the beginning of the podcast, so I'm now repeating it a second time because I'm definitely looking forward to that movie. But again, like, share, repeat. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you like about Gamescom. Let us know what you didn't like about Gamescom. Do you feel that Warner Bros. Discovery is in the right direction? Do you think that Netflix will stop canceling stuff? Let us know. The link that you see at the bottom, guys, I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger for you guys to see. If you will basically copy and paste that into your browser, we'll take you to our link here. That's the YouTube and Facebook groups for all of our podcasts, How the Fact Got Here, Get Bit, and of course, the Off-Limits podcast. Definitely like and share, and repeat like and share, and that's most appreciated. Before we do get out of here, guys, I do want to stand and say that if you are going to be in an area with heavy traffic, please wear a mask. Coronavirus and monkeypox and its many Decepticons are definitely out and about. Please protect yourselves. When you protect yourself, you protect others. And again, be simply nice to people. I'm not asking you to be good Samaritans, but honestly, be nice. Check up on your friends and family because, again, we're all fighting battles nobody may not know about. But just doing a simple check-in and see how somebody's doing, you actually may do a lot more than just, being a shining light on a dark day. You actually may save a life in the process. Just saying. So we definitely will be back here, guys, next Friday. Same Get Bit time, same Get Bit channel. And Joe, anything else we gotta say, sir, before we call it a night?
No, I'm good.
You're going right back to your Transformer setup, aren't you?
No, I'm already doing that.
Oh, you've already finished.
No, I'm going back to Xenoblade, see how far I can get. I'm gonna see if I can't beat it finally this weekend.
Gotcha. I may be calling you about the Optimus Prime because you know what, I can find a way to live with giving away $1,000 if I can get that statue. But anyway, with that being said, guys, he's been Joe, I've been Will. This has been the Get Bit podcast for Friday, guys. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we will all get through this. Have a good night, guys. Peace.
Later.